All right, let's talk about Mac Jones. So you guys can see the hat. You guys can see here. This is not going to be some sort of super biased approach or anything like that. This is a very me-centered podcast when I really think about it. A lot of my teams we're talking about here, but they've made some headlines enough to really validate their appearance on there for, you know. But there's been a lot of buzz around this guy this spring. There's a lot of quotes that I'm going to take. The spring of his life is one of those, is that a lot of the buzz in New England is surrounded around Mac Jones. And it was kind of like that last spring, but there was a lot of question marks. Could he take over Cam Newton's job? Could he potentially be the guy to replace Tom Brady? There was a lot of big questions, and we got a lot of answers this year. The Patriots went 10-7. They made the playoffs. They got their butts kicked in Buffalo, but there was a lot of positive to take away from it. There was a lot of good saying, hey, we got our guy. Let's make a couple adjustments. Let's re-sign JC Jackson. Let's do this. Let's do that. But they made it work. And the way I kind of describe New England's offseason is they didn't get better, but they didn't get worse. They kind of are in the same spot. There's a very capable playoff roster in there. But I think in terms of the AFC East, you have Buffalo, who didn't necessarily make the biggest jump. They had Von Miller to this big contract, but how long is Von Miller going to be Von Miller? Not necessarily sure, but Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen for a while. Buffalo's going to be amazing. The Jets, I still have a lot of questions about. This is kind of like my AFC East divisional breakdown preview within a preview in a way, but the Dolphins, they got a lot better. Tua, there's a lot riding on the season for them. But I think for the AFC East, a lot of it centers around Mac Jones and Bill Belichick. And here's why. So part of it is why I think that this team last year kind of went as Mac Jones went. They kind of almost copycat. It was almost like a copycat kind of thing. So the first game against the Dolphins, Mac Jones was pretty solid. He made some big time throws. He made some questionable decisions, especially that little toss backwards to Jonnu Smith, but they ended up having a costly turnover. So a little shaky first game. They ended up losing. They ended up going on this 6-game win streak. Mac Jones was phenomenal, making all the right throws, all the right choices, including a big-time win against Buffalo. He didn't necessarily play super great because he wasn't asked to, but he carried out the game plan. The team, they did their job, the classic New England mantra. Then you go on to the losses. Colts, Mac Jones throws 2 or 3 picks. The team has a lot of bad mistakes on defense, a lot of miscommunications. The Buffalo Bills game in New England, Mac Jones, it just looks like the moment's a tad too big because you can clinch the division with a win there. The team kind of falls apart there. In Miami, week 17, a chance to still clinch the division. Mac Jones has a couple costly throws. The team falls behind early and they can't come back in time. There's a couple times where New England, it all went on him. And whether he flied, they flied. And when they soared far below, they soared really far below. Mac Jones has had the spring of his life. Mac Jones has also lost 15 pounds. I think he's the big X factor in the AFC East moving forward. This New England roster goes where he goes. If he has a Joe Burrow-like leap, New England will follow suit. Can they necessarily win the division against Buffalo? We're going to have to see. He's going to have to play on a different level if the Patriots are going to beat the Bills. But I think that the way I look at it is that the roster, well, necessarily didn't make improvements. Yes, they signed Devontae Parker. They got a nice 50-50 ball receiver for him. I think that this is a roster that is going to very much in certain games go, hey, Mac, you got to win this for us. Or, hey, Mac, you're going to have to make 3 big-time throws today in order to beat the Chargers, for example. Or, hey, Mac, we're down a touchdown. Can you go and drive us to the length of the field and get us this W for us? This Patriots team will go as far as Mac Jones is willing to take them, especially this year when the roster is not as strong as maybe Buffalo or a Miami. It's going to be on the quarterback to be able to elevate them to that position to get to maybe a wild card berth, maybe 10 wins this year, maybe go 11-6 and squeeze into there with a loaded AFC with a lot of talent. I really like Mac Jones. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's one of the top quarterbacks, top 16 in our league right now. He's not going to wow you like a Lamar. He's not going to wow you like a Mahomes, but he can potentially make all the right decisions in a game. And IQ, he can beat you up here, which is still super important in this league. This New England team goes as far as Mac Jones is willing to take them. And that's pretty much where I stand on it. They could go 8-9 and struggle because there's not enough around him and he's not able to elevate this team, or they can go 11-6, make a giant run and really take things off. There's a lot of good things. Jonnu Smith has said a lot of good things about him, the Patriots tight end. This team likes what they have in him. Belichick likes what they have in him. Let's see it happen. Let's see it work. All right, guys. This was episode 95. 5 more episodes away, guys. 5 more episodes of the Man with the Plan podcast. Cannot wait to get to episode 100, and I know you can't wait either. Subscribe for more content. Please check out our channel. Check out all of our interviews. Check out our interviews with Ricky Sapp, Bo Collins, Marcus Tate, Jalen Slauson, Barrett Carter, whichever ones you find enjoyable. Maybe you want to see a super fan series. Comment down below what you want to see next. I'm super excited to make content for you guys as always. Stay tuned for more. Have a great day. Take care.